So we got Jonathan the Impaler Sharkey here. Jonathan, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was the other day. I was reading, just looking for write-in candidates to the upcoming election, and I came across your name, and I was like,
Dude, I didn't even sign up. I'm not filed with the FEC or anything, but I know there are many people, even in the Republican Party, believe it or not, that would love to see me run, especially because the way the world is now and what's been going on, knowing that I ain't going to take shit from nobody, especially any
exactly.
Republican foreign country bullshit or anything like that. So I'm not going to,
Yeah,
be pushed around.
I don't know if it's because they think you're a write-in candidate or what, but I saw a couple articles saying that you're considering a run for president 2020. So are you?
No. If anybody in this household is going to become president or running in any upcoming elections, it'll be my wife running in Ukraine because she was actually asked to run last year for president. And when we got to our home in Ukraine back in October 2018, she looked around and said, "Oh, hell no, I ain't dealing with this bullshit."
Yeah, I would probably be
She
careful
was
with
like,
that
no,
one.
no, no. But as she sees how Ukraine has gotten, how bad the Ukrainian people are being treated, she thinks Zelensky is a total idiot, especially with the way he's handling the CV stuff. She's just like, I'm like, yeah, you should have ran, especially since she's an RN. She would know better how to handle this CV situation than a president or a leader who has no
No
medical
experience, yeah.
training.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
it's
she's
it's
working directly with CV patients now. She was working starting back in March when this all should hit the fan here in Florida. She was working directly with CDC. So she
well,
knows her shit when it comes to this.
COVID's kind of crazy in Florida right now. Isn't that like
Oh,
the number one
it's,
state with deaths?
I don't know if it's number one or not. I go by Oksana rule number 7. If Oksana's not freaking out over COVID, nor should I or anyone else.
That's probably a good rule of thumb. So tell me, in terms of this upcoming election, do you think Trump's going to get another 4 years?
Well, he just, before I came on, I was watching ABC News. ABC News and I have a good history. But,
Checkered
but
past.
he actually just signed in uh, eliminating people making under $100,000 a year, eliminating their payroll tax.
Ooh.
He stopped evictions and foreclosures to the end of the year. He said it's not the American people's fault. This damn China virus happened, and people,
China.
yeah, yeah. It came from China. I got friends over in Russia. They tell me where things come from. Please, be that as it may, but it really started in China. But he said it's not the people's fault, the American people's fault. They can't work full time or they can't work at all. They're losing money, whatever it may be. They shouldn't get kicked out of the street because of this
Yeah,
damn
because they can't pay
virus.
the rent, they can't work.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fortunate. I have my military retirement pay. So our mortgage, even though the mortgage company said, hey, you qualify for a deferment furlough. No, 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 no. I'm going to keep paying my mortgage. Shut up and leave me alone.
So you think Trump? I mean, if Trump keeps passing legislation like that, that actually helps people, his poll numbers will go up, and there's a good chance you might get reelected. But personally, who at this point, who would you vote for? Who do you like better out of the two
Oksana!
assholes?
No, no. I like Trump, but if you check my Twitter page, I actually sent them a message. I said, you're too Christian. You need the devil inside you because essentially he's everybody's bitch. As I
Yeah.
call them, demon clap. We're slapping him around. He has tried to do some good for the people, but he's being a pussy ass. Straight up.
Well, that's
And
the thing.
you got Biden with two active brain cells, and one's out looking for the other one, so he ain't got shit for brains at all. And with the fact that I live also in Ukraine, and I living in Russia. But the fact of the shit that happened with his son in Ukraine, and I was in Ukraine in December 2015 when that shit for brain asshole got on national TV in Ukraine and threatened not only the Ukrainian government, but the Ukrainian people. And I'm watching it because he's speaking in English. So there is no way I was able to screw that up, what he was talking about.
Is this with Biden or Biden's son?
Huh?
Was this Biden or Biden's son?
Biden.
Oh, Biden.
He was protecting his little darling Hunter son, who, you know, I still am amazed this guy got a job, a high-paying job in Ukraine, and he can't speak Russian or Ukrainian.
Well,
I may not speak too much Ukrainian, but I can speak Russian.
But at the same time, doesn't Kushner's family have really close ties to some pretty sketchy characters in Ukraine as well?
I haven't heard nothing from my Ukrainian people. I can't stand Trump's son-in-law. His daughter's a bomb. She gives guys wet dreams, I'm sure, when she was younger. She married a total schmuck.
Yeah,
and I mean that in a Jewish way. He's such a schmuck. He's ugly. He's dorky. If I ever met him, I would just jack slap him for being so ugly and stupid.
So you've been pretty outspoken with your opinions on previous presidents. You hated George W. Bush.
Still do. He's the worst Republican president ever.
And you called him a wuss, a communist, and you blame. Obviously, he's responsible for. And I said
if I became president, I would have him arrested, tried, and upon being convicted, I'd beat him, torture him, impale him, dismember him, decapitate him right on the White House lawn, and say, "Now fuck with me."
And the same goes with Obama. You'd have him impaled as well, right?
Yeah, well, he's like the worst president ever. I, growing up, knew about Jimmy Carter, and Peanut Head is not totally as bad as Obama was. I mean, with some of the policies and everything Obama's doing, I even got quoted by the major media one time saying, I didn't think anybody could be worse than Bush. And then all of a sudden we get Obama. I was like, ay.
And Trump's better than all of them now, right?
I consider Trump, but what bothers me is he's being a pussy ass bitch. I mean, he honestly, like everybody knew, if I became president, I was gonna have my own little personal death dealers, forget the secret squirrels. I was gonna do my own shit. You mess with me, these guys in black were going to show up and mess up your day royally, if not your life.
Well, you had, from what I've read, you had a really tough on crime platform. Like certain criminals, instead of being put in jail, would be brutally tortured, impaled, and their heads would be put on display.
Correct. And corrupt politicians, too, which means, damn, I'd be doing a lot of work in D.C.
Oh, God, yeah, you'd be a busy man there. Where would you display the heads? Like at the Lincoln Memorial?
Right on the front lawn, like where you walk up to the White House fence with a sign. Do you want to piss me off?
Just a bunch of pikes with politicians' heads.
Listen to this shit. Oksana was going to take a slight page out of my book because there's a lot of corruption in Ukraine. What she was going to do was cut the people's fingers off who stole from the government and from the people. Well, she was going to actually cut their fingers off. So when you see somebody with a hand with no fingers, you knew they were a crook.
Yeah, I mean, that's like medieval. Yeah, that's medieval
well, the Middle
justice.
East, they apparently cut off your hands. Certain countries still cut off your hands. But here in D.C., everybody freaking steals from, it's like, oh, we're here for the people. Bullshit. When they're only making less than $200,000 a year and they're worth millions, okay, where'd you get the money from? I don't know.
Exactly. Where's that coming from? So also on your platform, it says you'd ban abortion. The teaching of evolution also would be banned. However, you do have a lot of libertarian type policies, like equal rights for gays.
Yes, absolutely. I fully agreed with gay marriages. I would allow gays, transsexuals, transgenders, whatever in the military, because I believe everybody in the military, everyone who wants to serve America should serve America in the military. I'm prior military. When I had one of my accidents in the Army, one of the medics was gay. Do you think I'm going to tell the gay people they can't go in the military?
No, exactly. If you want to serve in the military, by all means, please do.
Amen.
You also said that you're opposed to Obamacare, but you did think that there should be a plan in which the poor can get free medical and dental care that would be paid with government taxes on marijuana and prostitution.
Correct.
So marijuana and prostitution should be legal then, but taxed.
Yes.
I gotta say, I agree with you on that one. And then it says here that you believe in the goddess Hecate. So you support Hecate. So you support environmentalism.
That's my goddess. Yes. Say again.
So you support environmentalism and environmental laws.
Absolutely. Protect Mother Earth, save Mother Earth, recycle. I'm a stark supporter in recycling. From recycling, you can also make money. You see those people going into garbage cans, pulling out aluminum cans. They're A, making money, B, they're helping the environment. I'm totally for that.
So you've ran for president a couple times. I see 2008,
Twice.
2012.
Right.
And you also, in 2014, recently, not that long ago, you ran for governor of Minnesota. But
that wasn't 2014. That was 2006. And the first poll that came out actually had me ahead of Tim Pawlenty, the governor at the time, which really didn't make the Republicans happy because I had told them, screw you. And Democrats were like, oh, no, we got another Jesse Ventura. And I'm like, no, I'm a hell of a lot smarter than Jesse Ventura. Thank you very much.
Oh, so that was 2006. I guess I got my dates wrong there. But so when you were running for governor in Minnesota, you were running on the Vampire, Witch, and Pagan ticket.
Yeah, VWP party, which was actually, for the longest time, recognized by the Federal Election Commission. I actually accomplished that.
So you founded it,
nobody's
right?
run on it since then. In a couple of years, they killed it. But still, at least I created an independent party for my communities that they can run, that they can be part of, and not have to be persecuted by the Dems or by the GOP.
So do you consider yourself a vampire?
I am actually, I don't know if you could still find it, but in 2010, Romanian media, because I had announced that I was going to run for president in 2012 as a Republican, had, what would the proper word be, had actually publicly stated that, yes, I am a descendant of the great Vlad Dracula. And yes, I'm saying, but that's kind of like old news. That's, I've been, dealing with the media about that since 2000.
Yeah, like the mid 2000s. I read.
Yeah, so, but I jokingly, and everybody will agree with me if you ask them, is Jonathon a pizza vampire? Yes, we've never seen nobody eat pizza like he does. I forget blood. Give me pizza.
Well, it said that you, you said this in the media, that you drank the blood of your girlfriends and mistresses like 2 times a week.
Yes.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Like vampire teeth, like suck the blood.
Yes, I have. I don't know if you've seen the pictures or they're even still up, but oh yeah, I have some nice, naturally sharp, pointy fangs. Like most people only have 2 canine teeth, one on each side of their lower mouth. I have 4, 2 on each side.
All right, so that is kind of vampiric there. So yes. You're part of you're well known in the vampire community. Is there a vampire?
Not totally loved though, but shit happens.
So where's the vampire community? Is that in like Florida? Is there like a group of vampires?
Yeah, there's.
They all hang out.
Oh, it's down in Ybor City in Tampa. I forget the name. I haven't been there. I've been married for so long, to Oksana, that. I don't even get to wear my goth boots anymore, man. I'm like an old.
So is it like a goth club kind of thing? Like where vampires hang out?
Like a goth club.
Like real vampires.
You can Google it, goth club, Ybor City. I forget the friggin' name of it because I haven't been to Ybor in a while. I definitely haven't been in that club since I
It's like
hooked
the
up with
vampire
Oksana.
balls that they put on, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but believe it or not, even in Ukraine and Russia, they have vampire clubs and stuff like that. There's a big one in Warsaw, which is like 2 hours from where we live in Ukraine. And they keep inviting me, come, come, come. So Oksana said, we may come there, go there while we're in Ukraine for the winter and stuff like that.
I mean, do they have vampire conventions? Like, would you speak there? Like, do you guys wear capes? Like, I'm trying to
I've
figure it
been
out.
invited to go, never invited to speak. Maybe they wanted me to speak and just invited me, but I know there is. But, it's you know, since 2014, I went back to racing. That takes up a lot of my time because on the weekends, when most of the people would attend these events, I'm at a racetrack or something like
So you don't
that.
have as much time to be a vampire these days,
Yeah, I
essentially.
don't have as much time to be like Father Sebastian or any of those guys. No, I don't have time to be, publicly making appearances.
Do you think being a vampire was at all an issue for the campaign?
Oh, no. I mean, the Republicans didn't want to hear about it. You know, there's things that they've kind of like seen. See, if you see my devil eyes, ever see me get pissed and my devil eyes appear, then you'll be like, this is somebody you don't mess with.
Yeah, this guy's
So,
serious.
yeah. And like Oksana says, when people in Ukraine see my devil eyes, they start praying. Because anybody who's seen my devil eyes when I'm furiously angry, I can tell them Lucifer's my uncle. Believe it or not, they'll believe me.
So how far did you get in Minnesota? Like
I
how
didn't have
close
a
was it?
primary, and then I started listening to idiot people, and it screwed
It
up the
all
whole
went
campaign.
downhill from there. Yeah.
Yeah, it went down. You go from the first poll being top, and then everybody's trying to tell you to whisper in your ear and all this other stuff. And people are like, no, you need to let, no, I don't, no. And it just got ridiculous.
Yeah. You were a pro wrestler for a little while, right? Like in the late 80s?
More than a little while, the 80s, not, I had my last match in 2008.
Oh, wow. So that's like a couple decades of
Yeah, I've
wrestling.
wrestled The Rock twice.
You wrestled The Rock twice. So
I won the first one. He won the second one. In the second one, I knocked my dumb ass out.
doing what? Like jumping?
I went airborne. He ducked, and my damn head hit the corner rail. Boing! I'm laying on the ground. I'm like, wake up! What happened? You knocked yourself out, idiot.
Concussion. What was your
Oh,
name back in?
I've had so many concussions. I literally, from other sports and stuff, I literally don't know how many I have. My doctor actually thinks I probably have CTE. And they're
Wow.
like, the only way to find out is autopsy your brain. I'm like, I'm going to get kicked out of heaven and hell, so I need my brain for when I get thrown back to earth.
What was your wrestler name?
A couple of different names, actually. Rocky Flash, Tarantula, the unholiest of kings, of course, you know. The Black Widow. And then I actually got to, after running for governor of Minnesota, I became so famous, I wrestled under my own real Jonathan the Impaler
The
Sharkey.
Impaler Sharkey. That's kind
But
of where I
actually, my
heard you.
legal middle name is Tepage, which translated into English means impaler.
So, what was your all-time favorite match? Was it against The Rock?
Oh no. I would say against the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff, even though I tore both ACLs. That
Oh,
was my best match ever.
that sounds rough. Did you ever do? Did you ever wrestle like Macho Man or Jake the Snake or anything like that?
I wrestled Iron Mike Sharp. Do you remember him?
God, that name sounds familiar.
I wrestled in well, I didn't actually wrestle against, but I trained with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I remember that
Oh, he
guy.
worked me out one day. I ran into his bathroom and threw up, man. He like pushed it too hard.
Oh,
I was like, dude, you just do like way too much domino shit. I've wrestled Doink the Clown.
oh yeah, yeah. I remember that guy.
Um, I've who else have I
What
wrestled?
about it? Did you ever meet Andre the Giant, or is that kind of before your time?
No, I know Big Show.
Oh, Big Show. Yeah, yeah. That guy's
Yeah,
pretty
I know
huge.
Big Show. I'm friends with Jerry Briscoe, who's still with the WWE. I've been, like if I ever went to a show and stuff like that, I, automatically got loud in the back. So I've met Vince. Vince knows who I am, or he did know who I was back in the day.
What about Ric Flair?
I've never met Rick, but he's one of my wrestling idols. I
Oh
wish,
yeah, I
I
love that
hope
guy when I was a
someday
kid.
I would. As you know, I actually worked for Rocky Johnson, wrestling for Rocky Johnson down here in Florida. And it was a shame that he died. I couldn't make it to his funeral because I had a physical because I was getting on the ice that night. So before I got in the ice, I had to get cleared
It was
to.
The Rock's father, right? Oh wow. You know, The Rock. I bet you The Rock runs for president in the next one, next
Well, he
election.
was supposedly going to be running this year, but what kind of has screwed him is when he came out, or somebody leaked the story, that he had a Jesus complex.
Oh, I never heard this. Was he like?
He just thought he was as big as Jesus for a
Oh,
while.
his ego. Like he thought
Yeah,
he was as big as Jesus, like John
yeah,
Lennon said with the Beatles.
yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. That's. I mean,
That's going to
I'm sure.
screw him because that's going to turn off the Christians right away.
I wouldn't doubt if Trump thinks that. That guy's got a hell of an ego.
Let me tell you, I've actually met Trump. The first time I met him, I was during my second tour in the military, and I was at the New Jersey Department of Defense, and there's a cafeteria in between New Jersey Department of Defense and the Casino Commission. My first sergeant and I would go to get lunch, and I'm standing in line, and I'm in my Class B uniform, not the Class A with the jacket. And this guy's in front of me, a tall guy, and this was like in 87, excuse me, 87. And he turns around real fast and he had coffee. And the coffee goes right across me. And I'm looking like, if this goes on my uniform, I'm going to knock the shit out of this guy.
Pile
And I
driver.
clamp my fist, and my first sergeant's behind me, like, oh shit. And I like gave him the dirtiest look with my fist clamp. And he apologized. And then my first sergeant and I are sitting down, and I'm looking at him. I'm like,
Did you know who he
that looks
was?
like Donald Trump.
Oh,
And I
okay. So
walk
you
up to the
recognize him.
woman who the cashier who watched everything. I'm like, is that Donald Trump? Yeah, you almost said Donald Trump. I was like, you got shit on my uniform. I wouldn't give a shit. I was going to beat his ass. I just
um.
can't get along with presidents, dude. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like it. Well, did you? I read that you were being investigated once by the Secret Service for threatening to impale G.W.
Bush.
Bush.
Yeah, George Worthless Bush, yes.
Whatever happened? They just call you? Did they actually bring you
No,
in and
dude,
talk
they
to you
came
about it?
and see me and shit. I was in
Wow.
Ohio at the time. They came and visited me and brought me to the police station, fingerprinted me.
Like the Men in Black showed up.
I actually told the little punk ass bitch, Secret Squirrel, I said, I become president. You gonna stop me from having him arrested? And then once he's convicted, doing what I want to do to him? He said, no. I said, then why the fuck you bothering me now?
What about in 2007? I read that a librarian saw that you wrote a threatening message to an Indiana judge named David Serto.
Oh, don't even get me started on him. No, not what ended up happening was they got a special judge, and the judge kind of looked at me and was like, and actually told everybody, this is bullshit. This falls on the Bush thing. And he went like this to me. He goes, we could do one of two things, and it was right before Christmas. I could kick you out of the state for about a year, or we could go to trial. I'm like, kick me out of friggin' Iraqiana, like I give a shit.
Did
I got banned from a state for almost a whole year. It made my day. I haven't been back to the state.
you're banned from Indiana?
Yeah, I call it Iraqiana.
Oh, Iraqi. You know what? I actually don't think
Iraqiana.
it'd be that bad to be banned from Indiana. Seriously, the best thing about Indiana
No,
is
it
leaving
didn't break
Indiana.
my heart. But what's funny was friggin' AP was saying that reported, oh, I'm in prison for 3 years, sentenced to prison. And I'm sitting down in Tampa talking with my older kids, and I'm smoking a Cuban cigar as I'm reading this shit. So I call up the Associated Press, and I'm smoking a Cuban cigar. Yes, in Tampa, you can get a hold of Cuban cigars. And I'm like, so I hear I'm in prison. Who's this? Jonathon The Impaler Sharkey. You're not? No, I'm smoking a Cuban cigar in Tampa. Would you like me to get my lawyer to sue you? We'll retract the statement. Well, they never technically retracted. They just removed it. Yeah, if half the shit I've been accused of through fake media, I'll use Trump's words, fake media, I did. Boy, Lucifer would be polishing his seat for me. He'd be like, take over. You're worse than me.
I think the one I find the most fascinating is that this woman or a teenage girl that you harassed because you thought she was a member of an elite vampire hunting
No, no, no,
organization.
no. She told me she was.
What does that mean? Like she's like a
She
descendant of Van
said that
Helsing or
she
something?
was talking with me and trying to get with me because she's part of an elite vampire organization that wanted to kill me. And I actually told one of the secret squirrels I knew about it. He's like, gotta find out, because it could be a domestic terrorist group. What do they know? So I kind of like pushed her, and she kind of like threw. What they ended up getting me for on that shit,
But wait, wait,
I
wait.
called her a bitch.
Well, hold up. Was this on MySpace? Like she was a 16-year-old, right, on MySpace?
Yeah, it was
And
on MySpace.
but how
And
old
I
were
was like,
you?
bitch, no, but we were talking on the phone too.
But were you? But obviously you're over 18, though, right? Wasn't? Didn't you think that was
Yeah,
a
but
bit
it doesn't,
untoward?
the thing is, I'll talk to anybody. If you haven't noticed, look at my Facebook page. I'll talk to anybody. I can talk. As you notice, we're going on 40 minutes now. I can talk. I'm a politician per se. I can talk. So, I'll talk to anybody. We never met, anything like that. She was all, and, when she turned around and said, I think, she might have had some, issues.
Yeah, well,
But when
obviously
she
she
said
wasn't
she's part of a group and she sent it to me in a text,
that she was a
and
vampire
I had the
hunter.
text and I showed it to them in court, and they had to back off that. But the prosecutor was like, well, he did this and he called her a bitch. And in Minnesota, you can't call people bitches. Say, what? I'm from Jersey. I don't give a shit.
So it said here that you had a property southeast of Nashville that was a vampire compound. What's that? What's
Yes.
that all
Well,
about?
no,
Like
it
a
wasn't
colony?
actually a vampire. I just owned 5 acres, and we were gonna have little parties going on over there. But it
Actually,
wasn't
sounds kind of
technically
cool.
a vamp. It was my property.
But the media was saying it was like a vampire colony or something.
Yeah, the only one was there was me and this girl. So that's a big colony, dude, and 5 acres of land. I mean, eventually, yeah, I would have had little shindigs and parties and all this other shit. Yeah, but at you know, back then it was just her and I there.
Wait, the vampire hunter?
No, I never met the vampire
Oh,
hunter.
okay. So,
Go
but
ahead, get with the program.
I wonder if she was trying to find the colony so she could hunt all the vampires.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but no,
maybe.
I wasn't even. I didn't even have the property then. It was. I got the property a year after, kind of like throwing her to, off.
Right,
Just
right
like
around there.
when but the fact that I called her a bitch, that's considered by some people harassment. In Jersey, you hear a lot worse.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, go online. I mean, people say much worse than that. Go on Twitch. Well, John, it's been great talking to you, man. I'll let you go. Get back to your work here. Maybe in the future, we might get to see you run for president again. Maybe. You know?
If not, I'll be in Ukraine supporting Oksana.
So yeah.
I will be her military enforcer.
Yeah, maybe we'll be a general over there. Do they still do wrestling in Russia? Do you ever wrestle over in
Yeah,
Russia?
I've had offers to wrestle both in Russia and Ukraine, but Oksana is kind of like you got the racing and now you're back playing hockey. How much shit you want to do?
Yeah. How bad do you want to fuck up your body?
No shit. I mean, you're talking. Both of my knees have been replaced, but like 2 years ago, when my right knee was replaced, it was done by a robot, dude.
Oh, wow.
I had
That's
a
cool.
robot. The robot itself cost $1 million.
Oh man, and it just rebuilt
And
your. Do you have like a cyborg knee?
yeah, exactly. And 4 hours after the surgery, I walked out of the hospital on crutches and went straight home.
Oof, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oksana jokes with me. She's like, when Skynet goes online, she doesn't want to be around me just in case,
Yeah.
the computer.
Yeah. What if your knee's just gonna come to life and you just gonna drag you
And
around the
I'm going to
house or
get these
something?
messages like, kill humans, kill humans. Thank you for
Anyway,
having me on, brother.
yeah,
It was great.
it was fun talking to you. People, check out this nonprofit that John told me about that raises cancer awareness. It's called fuckcancer.org.
Amen. Fuckcancer.org. Absolutely.
Fuckcancer.org. Check it
Thank you
out.
for promoting it. Yeah, because my oldest daughter died from leukemia.
I'm sorry to
So,
hear
yes,
that.
I
Yeah.
promote Fuck Cancer. And
And so do I.
given my demeanor, I'd have to go something with the double middle fingers.
Exactly. All right, man. You take it easy. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, brother. Be safe. Bye.